Does your mind keep replaying the same thoughts even when you are tired? You think of the situation, you analyze it, you replay conversations, you think about what you said, what you should have said or shouldn't have said, and what might happen next, and so on. And you wonder, why can't I just stop thinking? So, here's something important to know: not all thinking is bad. When you are making a big life decision, choosing a career, changing jobs, ending or starting a relationship, it's natural to have thoughtful consideration and take necessary actions. That's healthy, productive thinking. It gets counterproductive when thinking becomes overthinking, when it starts to prevent you from taking action or interferes in your overall life and well being. When your mind either circles the past or worries endlessly about the future without helping you move forward and draining your energy. Overthinking usually comes from anxious thoughts pertaining to fear of the future, feeling out of control, regrets of the past, uncertainty, vulnerability. These thoughts create emotions which, if not processed, they create an overload. And remember, unprocessed emotions don't disappear, they stay in the background and they keep fueling the thoughts. And your mind keeps knocking with the hope that thinking more might bring in some relief. That's why just logic doesn't help. That's why just stay positive doesn't work, because the emotion underneath has not been acknowledged yet. Let us understand a bit what happens inside the brain when anxiety rises. Your brain thinks that you are in danger. The emotional part of the brain, that is the limbic system, becomes overactive. It keeps scanning for threats. The more active it gets, the more problems you start seeing, and everything feels bigger, scarier, and urgent. At the same time, the rational part of the brain, that is the prefrontal cortex, becomes quieter. So, the part that actually helps you calm down, think clearly, and decide wisely goes offline. And that's when overthinking turns into a loop. Overthinking increases anxiety. Anxiety weakens our clarity, which weakens the control. And the loop keeps repeating unless we interrupt it. Now let us see few techniques how to break the loop. Name it to tame it. Most of our feelings seem heavy because they are vague. When you name them, you move them from an emotion to an understanding. So instead of something bad will happen, ask, what exactly am I afraid of? Naming the emotion activates the thinking brain again, and it converts a nameless threat to a solvable problem. Calm the body. An anxious body cannot be reasoned with. Overthinking cannot be solved by more thinking. So go for a walk, take a nap, move your body, breathe slowly. When the body feels safe, the mind naturally follows. Shift attention intentionally. Healthy distractions help reset the nervous system. So, reading, walking, watching something light, music, socializing, these are not avoidance, it's regulation. Practice mindfulness and gratitude. Mindfulness brings you back to the present. Gratitude reminds the brain that not everything is a threat. Both calm the emotional system. The shift begins when you stop fighting the feeling and you start listening to it. Overthinking doesn't mean that you are weak. It means that your system is overloaded and is asking for safety. And when safety returns, clarity follows.